Can you put me in your shoes, Patrick, for that play where you flip it up to Clyde Edwards-Helaire after you pull a couple of Houdini moments to keep a play alive, and you're running out of real estate on the right side of the sideline, and you see him open, and you kind of shoot a free throw? Can you put me and the rest of my listeners and viewers in your shoes to walk us through what's going through your mind? Is it all instinctive? What is it, Patrick?
Yeah, well, at the time, the first thing was I wanted to make sure I beat the defensive end around the edge to give our guys a chance to make a play, and I ended up getting past him. Then I was running, and I was going to run and try to score, but Devin White's fast enough that he kind of cut me off, and I did the spin move, and I remember the spin move kind of made me kind of say, oh, mate, wait, I can still throw the football. And so then once I spent and I saw Clyde, I just tried to get it out as quickly as possible, knowing that I was real close to the line of scrimmage there.
Any thought of going out of bounds at that point? Or, again, how quickly do you process everything?
There was no thought of going out of bounds. I was either going to dive for the end zone or throw it. I think stuff does slow down a little bit. I remember talking after the game with Nick Allegretti. He was the eligible O-lineman on that play. And I remember as I was running, I looked over and saw an O-lineman in the end zone. And I was like, why is our O-lineman looking at me in the end zone? I was like, oh, wait, that guy is actually eligible to catch the ball. So
that does flash through your mind. Okay. So does that also mean you have an offensive lineman now coming up to you saying you throw it, I'm open? Is that now a new count he heard from for you? Really?
Well, he got a touchdown last year, so he knows I will throw it to him if he is open. But he was laughing because he said that he's never been in a part of a scramble drill, so he had no idea where to go.
Okay. Patrick Mahomes, 2 minutes left here with the Super Bowl MVP and MVP quarterback of the 3-1 Kansas City Chiefs here on the Rich Eisen Show. Let's talk about your relationship with Andy Reid and how it has grown. I just remember when you first started out in Kansas City, he was just nailed to the bench next to you, right? You would be coming off the field and he would sit right next to you, whether it was on a bench, on top of a Gatorade jug, whatever. But what about now? How much is he in your ear, and how much back and forth do you guys have during a game now, Patrick?
Yeah, there's still a ton. We talk a lot. I think what you see now more is Coach Bieniemy and Coach Nagy. I talk to them, and they relay my message to Coach Reid so he can handle kind of being up on the sideline and talking to the defense and everything like that. But that comes with just I've had so much experiences with all these coaches. I mean, if you look down the entire staff, I mean, other than Coach Kafka going to be the offensive coordinator over there in New York, they're really guys I've been with my entire career. And so to have those relationships, we trust each other, we talk to each other, and we communicate, and we're always on the same page. And I think that's what makes our offense so great is we make sure to communicate it through the entire staff what we're thinking.
And then what is it like to receive a play like the one on the goal line where you are essentially a decoy? And by the way, great acting job. Eric Stonestreet takes credit for it, by the way, that you're ad-libbing and you're doing all that sort of stuff. What is that like when that's presented in front of you by either Reid or Bieniemy or Nagy? And do you ever sit there and wonder, well, how do they come up with this stuff, Patrick? Or do you have part of it? Are you in that role as well?
No, so it actually is everybody. I mean, all of these shovel passes, all these plays at the goal line, these cool plays that you see, it comes from everybody. It comes from the coaching staff. It comes from players. I mean, one of our coolest plays, I feel like one of those shovel passes to the running back, Travis Kelce actually made up. So, I mean, it's stuff that Coach Reid will give us the will to go out there and try stuff, and we'll see if we like it. And if we like it, we'll put it in the game plan. If we don't, we take it out. And I think it keeps everybody kind of into it. And then obviously they made up a great one there where they had Noah kind of get back in the backfield, and they were like, hey, just give it a little Hollywood. Make sure you get the guy's eyes off the tight end lined up under center. And I think that's what makes it so fun to play in this offense.
Amazing. So what's the play that you've come up with that you're most proud of in your time there in Kansas City, Patrick?
Ooh, man, the one that I came up with, I think I'm most proud of is there was two of them. There was one where I did the quarterback motion a couple of years back, and I didn't know if it was allowed, so I had to go ask our rules guy. I said, hey, is it allowed if I go in motion and then catch the snap? And they were like, yeah, it's allowed. I don't think we've seen it done before. And so we did it against the Panthers a couple of years back, and I caught it and flipped back around and threw a touchdown to the guy on the backside, and you could see the linebackers just flowing like they had no idea what was going on. And so those quarterback motions were the ones I was the most proud of, and we'll have to make a comeback of those at some point.